Hey coin collectors and curious minds. Welcome back to Old Charles, your one-stop channel for rare coins, their hidden stories, and real market values. Today, we're diving into the world of American currency with a closer look at the 1974 United States Kennedy half dollar. Is it just another pocket change coin, or could it be worth more than you think? Let's find out. The 1974 Kennedy half dollar is more than just a 50-cent piece. It's a coin that carries a legacy. First minted in 1964 to honor the late President John F. Kennedy after his assassination, this coin quickly became a symbol of national remembrance. But by 1974, the composition of the coin had changed. Originally minted in 90% silver, the half dollar had transitioned to a copper-nickel clad composition starting in 1971. That means the 1974 version is not made of silver, but it still holds collector interest. Let's talk about the design. On the obverse, that's the front, you'll find a bold portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. His initials, GR, appear just below Kennedy's neck. And on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparro, you'll see the presidential seal, an eagle with a shield on its chest, olive branch in one talon and arrows in the other. This side is full of symbolism, peace, strength, and unity. In 1974, the Kennedy half dollar was minted in 3 locations. No mint mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco, which produced proof coins only. Mint marks can usually be found on the obverse, just below Kennedy's neckline. Now let's talk value. If you've got a 1974 half dollar that's been in circulation, scratches, wear, and all, it's usually worth face value, or about 50 cents. However, collectors may pay a little more, maybe $1 to $2, if it's in better than average condition. A 1974 D or 1974 P in uncirculated MS65 condition can be worth $5 to $10, and higher if it's MS66 or MS67. A 1974 S-proof half dollar? That one can fetch around $4 to $8, depending on the quality of the strike and appearance. Certified coins with high grades from PCGS or NGC, especially in MS67 or PR70 Deep Cameo, can command $50 or more, but those are rare. Keep your eyes peeled for errors and varieties. Some collectors have found these errors can boost your coin's value significantly, sometimes to $100 or more, depending on rarity and condition. The 1974 Kennedy half dollar may not be a jackpot coin, but it's still a cherished piece of American history. Whether you're a new collector or a seasoned one, it's a must-have in any U.S. coin collection. The story of the 1974 Kennedy half dollar begins more than a decade before it was minted. After the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy in November 1963, the U.S. government wanted to honor his legacy in a lasting and public way. Less than a month later, legislation was passed to place Kennedy's image on the half-dollar coin, replacing the image of Benjamin Franklin that had been used since 1948. The first Kennedy half dollars were minted in 1964, made from 90% silver, and were immediately popular with the public. In fact, many were hoarded and never saw circulation, as Americans considered them commemorative and emotionally significant. But by 1971, due to rising silver prices and changes in U.S. coinage laws, the Kennedy half dollar shifted to a copper-nickel clad composition, the same metal mix used for dimes and quarters. That brings us to the 1974 issue. By this year, the coin was firmly established in American currency, but its everyday use was already declining. Many people still saved half dollars as keepsakes, and vending machines and banks didn't widely support them, so despite millions being produced, they didn't circulate as frequently as other coins. In 1974, the United States was facing economic uncertainty and political scandal. It was the year of the Watergate investigations, and just months before President Nixon's resignation. Inflation was rising, and silver and gold were becoming hot topics again in both the economy and the collector world. Despite the economic climate, the U.S. Mint produced over 280 million Kennedy half dollars in 1974 from the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. A sign that the government was still hopeful the coin could find its place in regular commerce. Here's a cool twist in the timeline. 1974 was the last year before the bicentennial coin series. In 1975 and 1976, the U.S. Mint released special Kennedy half dollars with a dual date 1776 to 1976, and a different reverse design to celebrate 200 years of American independence. So the 1974 issue was the final regular design before that big national celebration. Today, the 1974 Kennedy half dollar holds a special place in U.S. coinage. While not rare in circulated form, it serves as a snapshot of mid-70s America, a time of change, reflection, and historical commemoration. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. Two coins from the same year and mint can have totally different values, just based on their condition. Let's break down the grading scale and how it affects the value of your 1974 Kennedy half dollar. If your coin has been used in everyday transactions, you'll notice some wear and tear. These are known as circulated coins, and here's what that means: heavily worn. Major features are visible but faint. Value: $0.50, face value, moderate wear. Details are more visible, but still used. Value: $0.60 to $0.75, about uncirculated, -50 Australian dollars to -58 Australian dollars ** light wear on the highest points. These coins look great but have a tiny bit of friction. Value: $0.75 to $1.50. A coin that was never used in circulation is called mint state, MS. These are usually pulled straight from bankrolls, mint sets, or collector packaging. Here's the breakdown: minor nicks and duller luster. Value: $2 to $4, sharper strike with good luster. A few marks are okay. Value: $5 to $10, high grade with great eye appeal. Fewer marks, strong shine. Value: $15 to $50 or more, extremely rare. Nearly flawless under magnification. Value: can exceed $100, especially if graded by PCGS or NGC. Don't forget about the 1974 S-Proof Kennedy half dollar, struck at the San Francisco Mint. These coins were never intended for circulation and were made specifically for collectors. Mirror-like surface, but may have a few hairlines. Value: $4 to $6, frosty design against a mirrored field. Value: $10 to $50 or more, depending on grade. Proof coins usually come in mint packaging. If your coin has ultra-shiny surfaces and strong contrast, it could be a proof. The better the condition, the more desirable and valuable your 1974 Kennedy half dollar becomes. Even though most are common, finding a high-grade example, especially with no scratches, beautiful shine, and sharp details, can make a simple coin worth showing off or sending in for grading.